Hey film fans, my name is David and this is Film Collector Archive, and today we are discussing the Scream Factory release of John Carpenter's Halloween. "2020 saw the release of a really fantastic set from Scream Factory, and that was for, of course, the Friday the 13th franchise. All 12 films in a really magnificent box set with new 4K scans on the first 4 titles, a wealth of extras, and some really cool posters as well. In fact, a lithograph and a poster were included if you pre-ordered and got in early enough. I'm actually still making my way through that collection and all of the supplements. There's so much to get through, and I've kind of just been enjoying it one piece at a time and had a really fun time with that. Now, fast forward to 2021, and we are being blessed with some amazing releases, or another amazing release from Scream Factory, and that is for John Carpenter's Halloween. And more broadly than that, it's actually for the first 5 Halloween films. Now, there are multiple offerings from Scream Factory for these films. First and foremost, you can purchase the films individually, and those come, each of them come in a really nice little slip box, and they are a dual format release for all 5 films. So they include the 4K discs and the Blu-ray discs, and then a really nice set of extra features. The second option is, now I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, those that have purchased this set. There's a set of posters, and I'm not sure if you buy the films individually, if you get the poster for that film if you buy early enough, or if you have to go with some of the higher tiers to get the posters. I'm not sure on that, but you can definitely check the Scream Factory website for more details. Anyways, the second tier, and the one that I went for, was all 5 films and a vinyl record of the first 3 films, as well as the poster collection. So all posters for all 5 films. And then finally, the top tier is the tier that I just explained, plus there is an enamel pin set, which I did not feel any particular need to kind of up the cost for that enamel pin set, but I know there's a lot of collectors out there that really like those, and so that's a cool offering nonetheless. So just to give you an idea of what these look like, and we'll be switching over to the other camera here in a minute to take a look at these in more depth, but here we have Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and you can see this is just the individual film, and that's so you can see we have a nice thick kind of box around the film, or slipcase, whatever you want to call it, and then the back, and then you get also the titling on the top. So that's in fact, I've got also Halloween 4. Whoops. Get these turned around. So Halloween 4 and 5 are that way for me, and then for the first 3 films, see if I can do this without dropping these, which I would very much not like to do. So for the first 3 films, so here's Halloween. These come in these nice, now Scream Factory has done this before with some other Carpenter films. I believe 2 or 3 of his films they've done this treatment with. So you get the nice foil lettering and cover here, nothing on the back. And then on the inside, you get the movie that's housed in this nice cut out. So there's the first film, and then you get a vinyl record here, and you can see for the first film, and of course I'm going to be showing you this more here in a minute as well, but you get one track on each side. So here we have the Halloween theme and Laurie's theme, and of course composed by John Carpenter, performed by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies, and mixed by John Spiker. So all together here, you get a really nice looking collection. I'll save the other two to show you here when we switch over to the other camera, so that I don't spoil quite everything before we get there. But I'm really excited about this release. There are new scans on the films, and again, they're in a nice dual format edition, so you get the 4K and the Blu-ray discs, and the option for the vinyl records is really cool. And then I'll just show you this. We're not going to actually open this all the way up, but here is the tube I got. Whoops. So you can see this is a larger tube, and that includes posters for all 5 films. So a really exciting bonus there. And of course, with the posters, you need to get your order in early enough. I'm not sure on stock levels on these different items through the Scream Factory website. So I'll leave a link for the website in the description, so you can click over and see what's still available. But for the time being, let's go ahead and switch over to the other camera and get these beautiful sets unboxed. Here is our stack of Halloween films. Let's nothing to do but just jump right into this. So I'm going to go ahead and set number 4 and 5 aside, and in fact we'll move these over and we will jump right into the first film. John Carpenter's classic Halloween. I can't speak highly enough on this film. This is one that I've revisited so many times in my life. Every year during Halloween, I most definitely watch this film, and I'm really excited to see this new presentation. So again, here we have this really beautiful, sorry, you're definitely going to get the reflection of my camera mount above there, but just this really beautiful foil design cover here. Now, one thing that you will want to be careful with is, I don't know if you can tell there's even a couple of little nicks on the box. So the foil will expose underneath the black. So this is kind of a soft touch black finish on the box with the foil design there. So you want to be careful. These will kind of get scratched, and then you'll see the foil being exposed there. But really beautiful design. And then turning to the side here, we have the name of the film, and then you have the Scream Factory label, and then, whoops, if we can get that, yeah, Compass International, and then just the labeling there. Nothing to speak of on the back of the box. I think that would have been cool if there was maybe a little something there. And then this just slides off like that. Let's just set that to the side. And here is the record. Here's the cover. So just a replica of the foil design. And then on the back, I know I showed this before, but side A, we have the Halloween theme. Side B, we have Laurie's theme, composed by John Carpenter, performed by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies, and mixed by John Spiker. There is some technical details, and I'll just show you this really quick. I won't do this with each of them because they are the same kind of overall look, but there is the record. So very, very cool. Looking forward to putting this on the player and listening to these 2 tracks. And let's just get this. Put back in. All right, and then that goes back nicely into the little slip cover here. All right, and then on the inside, you see you have a nice cutout, kind of frames out the actual release here of the movie. All right, so we'll actually go ahead and set that aside as well. So here is the actual film. Let's go ahead and pull out the trusty pocket knife. And yeah, so I know there was to say there was a mixed reaction about the new artwork on these sets is a bit of an understatement. Lots of conversation on forums, most of it not very nice. I got to tell you though, the designs on these have started to grow on me a little bit. So right off the bat here, we get a very nice matte finish, which I always really like. I'm not a big fan of glossy finish. I prefer more of a matte finish. So this is really, really welcome. And yeah, I really, really enjoy the artwork. Obviously, there's very much a fall theme here. The color palette used here is really beautiful, and I really enjoy it. And then as you can see here, we have 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, so it is the dual format release. There is the spine, and here is the back. Of course, you can go ahead and pause this and read over this if you would like. So this is a 3-disc set, so it's one 4K disc and then 2 Blu-ray discs. And this is a Region A release, so that's something to note. I know I do have viewers outside of the United States, so I just want to make note of that, that this is a Region A release. And here is the case here. Hopefully I won't have any floaters, and I don't know if we have, I think we should actually. Yes, we do have reversible artwork. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely flip all of the artwork on these so that you get the best of both worlds. So you get the newly commissioned artwork and then the original poster artwork. So the classic, one of the most iconic posters, and same information on the back there. And then here you get your 4K disc, Blu-ray number 1, and then Blu-ray number 2. So really great disc art as well, I have to say. And I love that they went with the flipper tray, didn't try to pull anything like stacked discs or anything like that. I didn't think they would, but it's just nice to note. And I have to say, these rigid outer boxes, I wasn't sure how high quality these would be, if they were going to be a little bit thinner. These are really, really nice actually, and they feel great, again with that nice matte finish. Yeah, I'm fanboying over the outer box here, but really nice presentation. Could not be happier. So for me, I'm actually going to have these outside of the box that they came in with the record, because I want all 5 films on the shelf. But then, of course, these boxes with the records, which I'll obviously keep this in here. These are going to make very, very nice display pieces, so I'll have these out on the shelf immediately. So let's go ahead and set aside our first film. Next up, we have Halloween 2. I am a huge fan of this film. And for obvious reasons, let's give you a little bit kind of closer look. A lot of reflection going off of that. You can see me in there as well. But Halloween 2 is just a really, really special film for me. I have wonderful memories of watching this with friends, and even just looking at the film itself. I love that it obviously continues straight off of the first film, and I think the tension that is built. I love the location with the hospital. I am a huge fan of this film, and I'm always really sad to know that John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, but I know more so John Carpenter, is not a big fan. Now, I want to bring this in here really quick. I'm actually reading this book right now. It's just right here, so I figured I'd bring it in. I am reading Taking Shape, Developing Halloween from Script to Scream. This is by Dustin McNeil and Travis Mullins. I actually have Taking Shape 2 as well, which looks at some unmade sequels and things like that. So a 2-book series, and if you're a fan of the franchise, these are critical, really, really great readings. So just a little plug there for their books. But anyways, I absolutely love Halloween 2, and just really, really happy to see it getting this kind of treatment. Okay, so here is the record, and actually I said I wasn't going to pop all of these out. So here we have side A, The Shape Enters Laurie's Room, and side B, The Shape Stalks Again. Composed by John Carpenter in association with Alan Howarth. Performed by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies, and mixed by John Spiker. There is the technical details. And sorry, I'm already realizing how long this video is. That's just typically how it goes with these videos for me. So thank you for letting me just kind of indulge here a little bit as we look through these really gorgeous sets. But let's go ahead and... Okay, now on this one, I notice we do have this little icon. I did not see that. Yeah, that is not on the back of the first box, and this one is proving a little bit difficult to get out. All right, there we go. So I'll actually go ahead and place the record back in there, and we will set that aside. So really gorgeous design on that, and we will of course pull out the pocket knife again. Yeah, I really like the score for the film as well for Halloween 2. Yeah, just overall I felt like it really, although the story continues straightforward, I really feel like it stands on its own as just a great film. But I love the kind of the companionship of the first 2 films. So here we have Haddonfield Memorial Hospital in the background there. Of course, Michael Myers front and center, and again, just nice matte finish here. Great design. Again, we have the fall leaves coming through, the full moon. There is the spine. And here is the back. Now I want to make note of a special feature here. Okay, right here. So Horror's Hallowed Grounds, revisiting the original shooting locations. Those are really, really fantastic, and I believe that is a common thread through all 5 of these releases, are the Horror's Hallowed Grounds. and they are well worth your time. Obviously, we have a lot of great extra features to get to here, but that I find to be really, really fun. All right, so let's go ahead. So we have the case here. Here is the 4K disc, Blu-ray number 1 with the theatrical cut, and then we have a DVD with the television cut of the film. So that is something to note. I think the previous Scream Factory release, I'm trying to remember if the television cut was on a DVD in that release or not. Let me know down in the comments if you know. I have since the announcement of these sets, I actually got rid of my the other Scream Factory release, so I don't currently have that in my possession, but I can't remember if the television cut was on a DVD disc or not. Anyways, so there is Halloween 2, and let's pick up the pace here a little bit, David. Already just way too long on this video. All right, so here is the cover. Really, really great looking. Let's see if they have the marking, and they do have the marking on this one as well. And yeah, as you can see here, unfortunately, we have kind of a scrape across the back of the box. I figure that's just going to be inevitable with shipping and kind of moving around over the years. They might get a little bit dinged up, but nonetheless, they're really great. All right, so there is the cover, and then here we have Chariots of Pumpkins and Season of the Witch, composed by John Carpenter in association again with Alan Howarth, performed by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies, mixed by John Spiker. And here is our the actual film. Yeah, the first one did not prove to be quite as difficult as these other two to get out of there. So go ahead and put that away, set aside that beautiful box. All right, set aside the shrink wrap. Okay, so here is the newly commissioned artwork for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Collector's Edition, the spine, and the back. Yep, Horror's Hallowed Grounds, revisiting the original shooting locations with host Sean Clark and Tommy Lee Wallace. Sean Clark is really great too. He's got a YouTube channel. If you're not following him or subscribed to him on YouTube and you're a horror fan, it is well worth your time to follow his channel. He's got some great stuff. He has a really amazing collection in his home. It's basically a horror museum, if you will. Okay, and then here we have the just a 2-disc set. We have the Blu-ray and the 4K Ultra HD. And of course we want to flip the artwork. But yeah, Sean Clark, definitely someone worth following. He also has a really vast poster collection that he features on the channel. If you're a big fan of Halloween or horror films in general, chances are you've probably already come across him and his channel, but if not, and then he also has a podcast, The Thing with Two Heads, that's really great as well. So he's kind of a one-stop shop for horror films and horror film fans. So definitely look him up. But here is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And next up, of course, no extra box with the record and everything with these last two films, just the films themselves. I know the price dropped on these as well on Amazon. I obviously pre-ordered these through the Scream Factory or the Shout website, but I believe I saw these drop down to something like $26.99, which is just awesome. So great to know that there's options for picking these up. I know some people, though, have had a hard time locating some of these titles, so I hope everyone that's wanting these is able to get them. I'm not sure of overall stock levels on these, but or what they will be over time. But I hope there's plenty to go around so that everybody can enjoy these sets. So here we have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Really great art here, and I love the reflection in the knife there. Really, really cool. All right, and there is the spine and the back. And the return of Sean Clark with Horror's Hallowed Grounds again. Yeah, really glad that they hired him to shoot those for these releases. He's done it for some other releases as well. I can't remember off the top of my head, but here we have the again the 2-disc release, the Blu-ray and the 4K disc. And we'll go ahead and flip this. Now, Halloween 4 and 5 were both filmed in my home state of Utah in Salt Lake City, which is really cool. Yeah, and they go over so many details in Taking Shape. Again, I can't tell you how great that book is. Yeah, so really great original artwork here. Love the art on this cover, actually, this poster. And so there we have Halloween 4. And finally in this collection, obviously not the last Halloween film, but the last one of this series of releases. That would be really cool if we were able to get the other films in the franchise in a very similar presentation. That would be really cool. But I know obviously licensing and such gets in the way, and unfortunately that's just an element that we have to deal with in the collecting community and that these labels have to deal with. But here we have the newly commissioned artwork. I really like the light coming off of the headlights of the cars here, and really cool looking cover. There is the spine and the back. All right, and this last one is also a 2-disc release, Blu-ray and 4K. And also interesting to note that I have some of these have the recycle cases, whatever you want to call them, the more flimsy cases, and some are more, like this one is the more solid version of the 4K case. So just something to be aware of. Here is the poster art. Again, really cool poster for Revenge here. All right, so that is it. So let's go ahead and try and line these up here. I won't bring out the boxes with the records as well, but there is the collection, Halloween 1 through 5 from Scream Factory. Thank you so much for taking time to come by the channel today and watch this video. I'm anxious to know down in the comments if this is a collection that you will be adding to your collection. Are you holding off? Are you just opting out because of other editions of these films that you have in your collection that suffice? Maybe you're not interested in the 4K format or don't see any value. I personally am very, very excited about this release from Scream Factory, and I can definitely think of a couple of franchises that I would love to see maybe come next year. You never know. But there's definitely some franchises within the horror genre and even specifically in the slasher genre that I would love to see receive this treatment. So only time will tell. Hopefully next year we'll have an exciting announcement of that nature. But always great announcements coming from Scream Factory and their parent company, Shout Factory, for their Shout Select line. Really love what the company is doing. Lots of great releases coming from these guys. Let me know down in the comments if you'll be buying this set. Let me know some of your other favorite Scream Factory titles. We're obviously in a really fun time of year for watching horror films, and I'm always interested to have a conversation around that topic, see what people are watching, see what some of your favorites are. So definitely don't be shy, leave a comment. I love interacting with the community there in the comments section. And until next time, let's keep the conversation on film alive and well.